Good morning, afternoon, and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to today's Whips, Bits, and Chat. Can you do me a favour? While the credits are running, if you could give this video a thumbs up and check your subscription to make sure you're subscribed. That's the free one. And of course, check the bell to make sure you get all notifications. That would be absolutely brilliant. And if you fancy it, a comment wouldn't go amiss either. Even if it's just a smiley face, it all helps out and it helps to push my videos out to everybody, rather than just the first 100 that YouTube decides on. Nightmare. Let's get on with them titles. Thank you for clicking on them buttons and checking them buttons. It's greatly appreciated. Right, so let's get in with what videos were put up this week. Now, there was only the one this week. I will explain more later. But it was a yarn review for the Ice Yarns Picasso. Now, that of course is the coloured yarn that is used in this Hearts set. Now, the patterns for the Heart set are a headband, a cowl, a can cozy and gloves. Crikey, my brain actually worked. And they're all available over on Ravelry, which is up there. Now, they come with the written pattern for each, and there is also a video that is attached to them all that shows you how to make the cup cozy. And that gives you all the extra techniques that you are going to need to be able to make the headband and the cowl and the gloves. Okay, so it shows you how to do all of it. Right, and that is pretty much it for the videos this week. Now, the reason behind it is I was trying to get out another a little tutorial for you for Valentine's Day that has more hearts in it. Not as many, of course, as the set, but I thought, oh, I'll do something else, and it's actually a mosaic. I thought, do you know what? I'll do a mosaic tutorial. I haven't done one of them for quite a while, and I'm sitting here and I only got to row number 3, I think it was, before my wrist started clicking and was painful. So at that, I stopped the recording, started editing, went to go back to it, and I just couldn't do it because of the angle that I need to hold my hand and my arm when I'm under the camera. It's not working. I'm going to have to find a different method. So instead, I went downstairs and I picked up my knitting needles. That's right. And this week has been a week of knitting. So if I'm swearing at some of you, I apologise. Now, please remember, I'm still really new to knitting, although I have made a couple of tops off my own back. That was just a fluke. That is a fluke, hence why there's no written pattern for it. There is a chart, so if you know what you're doing and you want the chart, please give me a message. I haven't actually done it. I haven't written up any sort of pattern for the vest top yet. But I thought, do you know what? I'll start knitting. Now, I've got this yarn. Hold on. Oh, this one here. There we go. Now, when I was in Australia last visiting the family just before Christmas, I went in and I bought some Milan bags, and I got 2 of these in each Milan bag, which means there's approximately a 400 grams in total per bag, and it came as 2 balls, so 200 grams. Okay, now this is a lot thicker than what I've been working with of late. Okay, I thought, okay, that's an Aran. When I picked it up, I thought, that's an Aran. That's not an Aran, it's thicker than an Aran. How do I know it's thicker than an Aran? I tried crocheting with it, with a 6mm. Yeah, it didn't go down well. Now, I do have some larger crochet hooks, but they were up here, and I couldn't be bothered to come upstairs. I was having such a lazy day. But I couldn't be bothered to come upstairs to try and find the hooks, because it is a case of I will have to find them. And I also know that the metal ones, they're not my favourite style of hook handle. This one, with the added plaster, of course. So, because of that, I was like, what can I do? Knit. So, I picked up my knitting needles, and I've got circulars, interchangeable circulars, so I put the 10s on. Now they are chunky. I got 4 rows in and my hand was cramping, and I'm like, it's too big, I can't hold it, it's the needle itself is too big. So I now know working with the 10 is a no-go for me. So instead, I dropped down to, now will I be able to read the print on this? Yes, 7mm. Sorry, if I'm looking up, that's because my little box with me in it is above, and I keep getting distracted by my head movements. But anyway, I started knitting, and I just cast on a load. I can't actually remember how many I cast on, but I cast on more than what I needed for the back panel of my vest, because I thought, well, it's larger, I'm going to add more, and I'm going to try and knit a cardie instead, like a cardigan. Don't know what the measurement for this yarn is. I don't know how many stitches I was meant to cast on. I don't know any of that stuff. Now, I'm holding this now in half, okay, because of the needles. Oh no, I could do it the other way. I forgot, they're not joined, the needle, are they? So, I spent 3 days on this. Oh, now, it's got some ribbing on the bottom. That's the bit that takes the longest. And then I don't actually know how many rows I've done. I just kept going. I have got stitch markers in one of the sides that shows where I got to at the end of day 1. Then I've got to find day 2. And then, oh, I'm showing you the back of the piece. Okay, I'll show you the front in a minute. Day 3. So that was the back. That's the wibbly wobbly bit. Okay, and here is the front. So I wasn't too sure about the way that the colour, the yarn works. Okay, I wasn't too sure. It's a bit here, there and everywhere for me, but looking at it further away, it's not so bad. So if it does work out as a cardie, I'll have to find a yarn that's the same thickness for bordering it. But I'll keep going on this when I can be bothered. But this worked up so quickly. It was like crocheting. It's actually speedier than crocheting. Because say you were doing just a single crochet, it worked out quicker than the single crochet, and I'm like, I'm loving this. I'm enjoying knitting, which for me isn't a thing. I don't enjoy it. It's torturous. I only do it because I can't do anything else. Right, because of the hands, so I can't crochet. So, of course, last week I was chatting about an idea I had a pattern that I've got that I need an experienced knitter on. She says, try not to laugh. One of my gorgeous girls had a go at it. She said, I'll have a go, but I'm not experienced enough to help you any further than doing the samples so that you can see what it is. She was throwing ideas at me though as to what it could be used for, different projects that you could knit with it, which was lovely. But I'm not very good at colour work. Okay, I've only completed that vest, and that was swapping every 2 colours, so the floats weren't really an issue because it was every 2 stitches. But this one, you've got big blocks of colour in between the emblems, so you have to do the colour work. Now, I had a go at it. Okay, I did the rib. I've got my measurements, and when I first started, I thought, you know what, I want to make a jumper, but not one that's going to fit me, because that will take till the end of time for me to complete. My other jumper I still haven't completed, you know, the yellow, green, blue one. I haven't done the sleeves yet, and I haven't sewed it together, like the 2 panels together. It's just sitting in a bag downstairs. I'm not keen on the colour combination, okay? So because of that, it's left. Because once it's made up, I'm going to have to start wearing it. I don't want to. But getting back to this project, I started off with the ribbing, and I put another colour on top of it. Now I've decided I don't actually like this. I don't like this section here, so I just carried on going. I'll talk about the whole thing and then I'll explain what I'm going to do. Some of you are going to be like, oh God, not again, Ange. Right, so I started doing the emblem, but where I wasn't getting the tension on my floats correct, I did half of the image and it was all bunching up really badly, so I stripped it back to that second brown line, the light brown, and I tried it again. Now I did it a bit better the second time, but I've got 2 colours within the emblem, okay? When I changed to the next colour, I decided it wasn't giving enough elasticity. I then realised that I was making a size that's ideal for 3 to 6 months. I don't see the point in making 3 to 6 months. I was actually planning to make the 6 to 12 because I've got a really, how can I put it? My family says it's scary and it has to live in a cupboard. But I've got a doll that I've had since I was 3. My grandmother bought it for me. It's a floppy head, soft body. It's over 30 years old. It lives in the cupboard and she needs an outfit. So I thought, do you know what? I will make this in her size so that she can wear it, and then I can show what it would look like, and I'll just blank out the scary face. I don't think she's that scary. It's just because she's old, she's got the mechanical eyes, and one's stuck and the other one goes up and down. Paintwork's come off her. She's not the best looking anymore. She needs fixed. But I don't know the first thing about fixing things like that. I actually she comes out at Halloween sometimes, and I use her for Halloween. If I can find a picture, I will put a Halloween picture on screen of me and my doll. One Halloween, that was a good Halloween, because that scared the EBGBs out of the parents, because I would open the door holding the doll by its foot and dangling the doll by its foot, and because it's quite a life-size doll, the parents were instantly going to grab doll, and the kids were laughing their heads off, like little ones going, that's a cool doll, because I'd painted the face. And I think because I've painted the face as well, when I took the face paint off, it may have taken some of the paintwork off of the doll. But anyway, I'm here, there and everywhere with this story, and I'm jumping all over the shop today. Right, so as I was saying, I went to go on to the second colour in the emblem, and I thought, I don't like this, there's just not enough stretch. So I came back onto Facebook and started searching for how to do floats. Now, I'm what's known as a thrower. Oh, I remembered. Which is the British way of knitting. I'm a thrower. Well, this girl was showing a method where you're holding both yarns at the same time. So the main colour and your secondary colour, you're holding them both, but you work your main colour throwing and your secondary colour continental. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've never done continental. To me it looked really confusing, which is normal for me, everything does. But she just turned around and she said, well, if you crochet, it's how you hold your yarn. And it just clicked. Honestly, it just clicked, because I'm like knitting away and throwing, and then I get to it and I go, oh, pretend my needle's a crochet hook. Boink, 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 done. So the second half at the moment, it looks quite loose on the back, but it's got so much stretch. So yes, I know my tension's a bit off. I'm going to turn it inside out and show you. I know my tension's a bit off, but this is just the test. It's not, this one's not going to get finished. There we go. So the light brown here was my first attempt, where I was wrapping the yarn just with the one hand, so the ball kept going over and over. And the second one, the dark brown, is using this girl's other method. Now what I'll do is, I'll be able to find the video, I just can't remember what her name is at the moment, and I don't want to pause because then I'll forget what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to do this all in one go, as you can tell, no mega editing. So her video will be linked down below if you want to have a look at that. So here is the little emblem. You're going to see a lot of this year, hopefully. I'm going a nutty in 2025. Okay, so there we go. Now none of these work. I shouldn't have shown it to you properly like that, but basically there is a muck up with every single one of these emblems on this brown section, so I would have to rip it back anyway, but I'm going to be ripping back the whole thing and doing the next size up. And so because of this, I can show it you, but this isn't exactly how they're going to look in the end. But there we go, they are acorns, or they're meant to be acorns, because as I said, I'm going nutty for 2025. And I think that works really well because I'm crazy already, so I might as well go crazy and nutty at the same time. And the nuttiness is down to the charity that I've been speaking about the last couple of weeks. So you're going to see quite a lot of different nutty patterns coming out once I've finished writing them all up, and of course I've got the permissions. If I don't get the permissions, then the charity won't get spoken about, the patterns will just go out. I'll just make and donate and do it that way. Alright, okay, so that has taken me 2 days, and as I said, it's knacking, it's mucked up. Oh. So I'm going to frog the whole lot. And guess what? The needle's now out. There's no going back. There's no saver lines. There's none of it. So I'm just going to sit and rip it all back. I might put a little clip in the video shortly to show you it. I might do it under the camera. Yeah. So now it's a case of ripping this one back and starting again. But once it's done, it will hopefully look really cool, and I'm hoping that I've chosen the right colours for it. Ideally I wanted the background to be green, but yeah, I'm out of green, and I'm shopping at my stash, I'm working my yarn, whatever you want to call the phrase that's going around this year. Basically, if I can get away without buying, I am going to. So the only time you'll probably see me going, oh, I've got new yarn, is when I buy stuff for the charity project, if it happens. If it doesn't, so be it. Right, so that is what I've been up to this week. Oh, dude, it's the 1st of February. What is going on? The ice cream man is just parked outside the front of my house. He does it on purpose. Now remember, in the UK, it's winter. Okay, it is winter, it's 7 degrees outside, and the ice cream van is parked outside my house. Who's crazy in this situation? No, he parks there because if Liam hears it, which Liam's the dog for anyone that doesn't know, or the boss as he is in the opening credits, if Liam hears the ice cream van, he starts nudging us towards the door so that he can get a pot of ice cream. It used to be like 50p, but we've got a new ice cream guy now, and he won't give us a puppy pot anymore. We have to pay £2.50 for the same amount, like for, I think it's a third more for the dog for £2.50. It's not doable. We can buy a tub of vanilla ice cream up the shop that's perfectly safe for him for £2. So that's what we now do. But every time he hears it, he's like, ice cream, I want an ice cream. This method for unravelling. Look how tangled it's getting. Spider mess. Hopefully it'll untangle itself. This ball is still attached to the main one. I want to keep that marker because I know that I've got plenty of yarn left to add on the extra stitches I'm going to need. Now it's time to pull this lot up. That's it, all done. Okay, so that is it for me for this week. I haven't got anything else crafty I can chat about, so I will see you again really soon. Please remember, stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting. Oh, and by the way, there is a video coming up that you might like this week, so keep an eye out for it. Ta-ra everybody.